In 1789, Europe saw the onset of the French Revolution. While most of the European nobility became worried about their positions, the Marquis de Lesser discovered the source of mineral water in the town of Evian-les-Bains, in the southern shore of Lake Geneva, and at the time a part of the Kingdom of Sardinia-Piedmont. The perceived high quality of this water promoted the town into becoming a luxury holiday destination during the 19th century for its thermal spas. The first Evian water bottling facility began operating in 1826. The mineral water brand became synonym with wealth and is often associated with richer strata. It has traditionally been associated with more elitist sports such as tennis and golf, but in 2023 that was about to change. Originating in the Alps and wanting to become more appealing to a larger population, Evian partnered with Italian cycling clothing brand Castelli to start a new Continental Cycling team, with the goal of becoming a leading World Tour squad in 3 to 4 years. The squad's composition would be mostly made of French and Italian riders, but with Evian being a brand often seen as part of the Hollywood lifestyle, and with the USA being a very important market, young American talent would also be brought into the team. With that in mind, the team managers began looking for riders without a professional contract for 2023. A total of 13 riders agreed to join the newly created team ahead of the 2023 season. We start with the team's youngest rider. At only 17 years old, American rider Andrew August is potentially the biggest prospect the team has for the future. He recently became the American men's junior time trial national champion and came second in this year's edition of the prestigious junior race Course de la Paix, which are good displays of his abilities against the clock and in the mountains. Also, having had good results in cyclocross, he completes the package with good punchiness and technical skills. Next up, we have former UAE and FDJ time trialist Alexis Brunel. The 24-year-old Frenchman collected a few interesting results at a younger age, including a win at the 2019 Paris Tour Espoir and a podium finish in the 2018 Under-23 Liège-Bastogne-Liège behind João Almeida and Andrea Baggioli and ahead of Ide Schelling and Mark Hirschi. But at senior level, his best result was a single-stage win in the 2020 Étoile de Bessèges. In June 2022, he decided to retire from professional cycling and move to triathlon and Ironman competitions. But he couldn't resist the offer presented by Evian to ride at continental level and will hope his World Tour experience can help taking the team to the next level. The most experienced rider of the team is Alexis Goujard. The 29-year-old spent 8 years in the World Tour at AG Desert and entered 7 Grand Tours, taking a stage win in his first ever Grand Tour, the 2015 Vuelta. He also won multiple one-day races and was in the start list in 11 monuments. In 2022, he moved to B&B Hotels, but with the team ceasing to exist in 2023, he saw himself without a contract for the season. The team's second rider, coming from the USA, is 20-year-old Brody McDonald. The Southern Californian is a pure sprinter who, like many American riders, comes from cyclocross. With no significant results in his career, he still shows some potential to develop further. Staying with sprinters, Evian's main man for mass finishes will be another B&B Hotels casualty, Jérémy Lecroc. Having only won a single minor race at senior level, the 27-year-old's most prominent results probably came in his only participation in the Tour de France in 2022, where he finished 7th in Stage 2 and then 6th in the final Champs-Élysées stage, curiously behind Peter Sagan on both occasions. After having spent the 2022 season away from competitive cycling, former Eolo rider Luca Wackerman is Evian's main man for the hilly classics and a good lead-out for sprint finishes. Having previously won the Tour de Limousin back in 2020, the 30-year-old is looking for a restart of his career at a lower level. Another former B&B Hotels rider is 23-year-old Maxime Chevalier. Mostly a climber, his only win at senior level actually came in a prologue in the 2021 Tour de Savoie-Mont Blanc. He entered the Tour de France twice in his career, and the team expects him to bring that experience with him and that he can grow further to become a solid stage racer in the next couple of years. 21-year-old Mattia Pianazzi is another pure sprinter who only recently won his first race at senior level. He won't be one of the main sprinters in his first season riding for Evian Castelli, but if he can develop further, he may still be able to make the team manager smile with his results. With 11 participations in monuments and 2 in Grand Tours, Oliviero Troia comes to the team after 6 years as a full-time rider for UAE Team Emirates. His experience isn't matched by results though, as the 27-year-old Italian was never able to win a race at senior level, with the closest from it being a second place behind Maximiliano Richese in a stage in the 2017 Vuelta a San Juan. His favored terrain are the cobbled classics, where the team expects him to take a leader's role. Young Pierre Thierry can ride in all terrains. His best performances came mostly in time trials, with third-place finishes in the Under-23 Chrono des Nations and in the Under-23 French ITT National Championships in 2022. But he can also do well in steeper, short climbs and in the cobbles. Having been a trainee with Arkea Samsic in 2022, he had a pre-agreement to join the team from 2024 onwards. But Evian Castelli saw potential in the 19-year-old and reached a deal with Arkea so that he could be part of their team for at least the 2023 season. Rémi Capron is a 22-year-old climber who has mostly raced at amateur level in the French national circuit, where he has won a few races. He is seen by the team's management as a domestique that can be a great help in the mountains. If he can develop further, he may also get his chance in some lower-level races. Coming from Boulder, Colorado, Riley Sheehan is another solid puncher for the team, who, at only 22, still has room to grow. His potential was recently evidenced when he demolished the field in the 2023 Joe Martin stage race. He won 2 out of 4 stages, the points classification, the mountain classification, and the general classification, beating none other than Miguel Angel Lopes. Finally, Simone Ravanelli. After being without a team for 2023 following the disappearance of Androni, the 27-year-old Italian joins Evian Castelli as one of the team leaders. Being relatively weak against the clock, he will be the team's strongest climber and is expected to bring home some wins. The Bergamo man rode the Giro d'Italia and Il Lombardia 3 times each and has a sizable collection of second and third place finishes in smaller races. Hello everyone, this is Mario, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the start of the Evian Castelli career mode on Pro Cycling Manager 2023. As some of you may recall, I actually intended to do a career mode with a pro team instead of a continental team, and I wanted to go with Euskaltel Euskadi and try to rebuild them to their past glory. But chatting on my Discord with a few members of the server, I was sort of convinced that maybe doing a custom continental team was a good idea. I don't really appreciate the idea of custom teams, and the reason for that is that I don't really appreciate the idea of taking riders that have contracts with other real-life teams and bring them to my team. I want to keep the first season as close to reality as possible. And with that in mind, the only way for me to consider doing a custom team was by using exclusively riders that were out of a professional contract for the 2023 season. And that's how we get to Evian Castelli. So you already got a little bit of a background to the idea of forming this team, and you got to know the riders. So now let's have a quick look at a few other things that are already set up for this season. So critical to our success in the first season are of course the sponsor objectives. All our sponsor objectives are in France, and they basically go around finishing in the top 10 of classics and getting stage wins in stage races. As you can see, our biggest objective of the season is going to be Paris Tour Elite right at the end of the season. As you can see, I already set up a training camp in Rosèche. It's a 2-star training camp. 7 days only, we cannot really afford more than that. So we'll see if this has a positive impact in the rider's fitness for the early season. The place in which I invested a little bit more was in scouting. I only had 1 scout, and they are going to find talent in France, Italy, and the United States. And to wrap things up, I also set up the training for the coming season. Just a quick note on the calendar, I had a few preset races outside of Europe. I thought it didn't really make a lot of sense for a recently created continental team to move all the way to the other side of the planet. So I removed some of those races and I'm focusing mostly on races taking place in Europe. Wow, first great news of this save. Pierre Thierry has seen his potential decrease after only a few days. And by the way, can someone in the comments down below tell me what exactly this means? 6% is bigger than 3%? Yeah, I get that. Is it that they upped their fitness by 6% and without the training camp it would only go up by 3%? Could that be it? I have absolutely no idea what this means. And we are finally going to race. The first race of the season and also the first objective of the season. We are expected to finish in the top 10 of the Grand Prix Cycliste La Marseillaise. The main issue is that there will be some really strong contenders in this one. We seem to be headed for a great start in this career as we have a +3 on Simone Ravanelli for the first race of the season and of the career. I'm not going to send anyone in the breakaway. I don't really think we would stand a chance from doing that. So we are now 27 kilometers from the finish, still 2 minutes behind the breakaway. I think we are going to catch them. I was thinking about launching an attack with Ravanelli in the final climb. Let's see if we can actually try to do that, because then it's going to be downhill until the end. Hopefully I can make a difference there. Okay, so this is starting to look tricky. We have a few riders attacking. Fausto Masnada and Calmeran, Stefano Waldani, Greg Van Avermaet, they are all attacking. I need to protect Ravanelli here. Let's use Wackerman to protect him. And at least try to follow. Oh, this is being really tough. This is tough. Greg Van Avermaet, Bourgodeau, they are escaping. I'm probably not doing this the way I should. Let's put Wackerman pulling. And let's try to get to the others. 9.5 kilometers left. We are in the main group. 11 riders left. Okay, I'm swapping things around. Probably breaking everything, but Wackerman is my best sprinter. Actually, no, because he already wasted a lot of red energy. Let's focus on Ryan Sheehan. Hopefully this is gonna work. Hopefully this will work. I'm not too confident. I am not confident at all. Let's start sprinting with Wackerman. Let's go final kilometer. Let's wait a little bit longer. Let's go with Sheehan. We are not going to win it. We are not going to win it, but I think we finish in the top 10. The winner is Greg Van Avermaet. We are going to finish 8th. It's a win. It's a win because 8th is a new first. We, in my little universe, I win the first race I do in this series. Didn't really go the way I wanted to. I wanted to attack. So in the end, 76 riders actually finished on the same time as the winner, Greg Van Avermaet. We finish in the top 10, so we complete the first sponsor objective we have for the season. National team selection. It has to be France, right? Next up, and to wrap up the episode, we are going to ride Étoile de Bessèges. We are expected to win a stage in this 5-stage race. We are going to have 3 flat stages, although this first one actually has a little hill, pretty steep, right at the end. Then the second one is pretty much flat. The third one, it's considered as flat, but there's actually quite a lot of climbing to be done in this. The first one is a proper hilly finish. And finally, we have a short 11-kilometer time trial with a steep finish. Other than my riders, not many are targeting this as a season objective, so maybe this will give us a good chance to take the stage win we need. We are going for this one with Alexis Brunel, Maxime Chevalier, Alexis Goujard, Jérémy Lecroc, Brodie McDonald, Pierre Thierry, and Olivier Rotroya. We are being very lucky with race day conditions until now. We have a +5 on Alexis Brunel. Because of the steep finish and with the bonus that Brunel is getting, I think I'm going to go for him. We have 3 riders up the road, not a strong group again. They had 6.5 minutes at some point, now down to 4 minutes. So I think they are going to be caught. 72 kilometers still to go in today's stage. There is a really tight corner. I've seen that there is a really tight corner near the end of the stage. This seems to be a big mess around the finish line. One thing that I would love to see introduced in this map kind of thing, like I don't want a big change, but if we could have a few arrows indicating how the finish is going to be, that would be really useful. Or at least like give us a sub menu, we click the finish line and it gives you a zoomed in version of the map with just the final 10 kilometers. That would be pretty neat. And so now with 20 kilometers to go, I have my little sprint train kind of set up. We are trying to get a good position at the front. Let's up the pace with Goujard a bit. We still have here at the front Berthet for AG2R, trying to set the tempo of the peloton. It's not really easy. I mean, Troya just got blocked there. I know that sprints are a little bit different in PCM 2023. I think there's a little bit more fight to get to the front, and maybe this is what I'm seeing. But this was okay. We now have a little bit more space. Maybe in tighter roads it gets really tricky to get a good position. Okay, so we are now in the final 10 kilometers, still 30 seconds behind two riders that remain from the breakaway, and we have a split in the peloton. Actually a really big split with Groupama FDG actually pacing to get back to the front. Let's go to McDonald now. Oh, and I just realized that I misclicked on the energy, on the energy gel, and I actually used it ahead of time with everyone. 3 kilometers to go. Lecroc on the lead. We are going to turn right here, I think. And soon we are going to start sprinting. Let's start sprinting with him. Let's go with Troya now. It's uphill. Let's wait a little bit longer with Brunel. Let's launch the Frenchman. We are in a great position. Oh, a little bit short on energy. Can we win? Can we win? We are gonna win! Yes! Yes, yes, yes. We are winning. I mean, yeah, it's a +5, I know. But we win our first. I mean, technically, I won the 2 races, right? I was 8th in the first one, in La Marseillaise. I actually love how Alexis Brunel is sitting on his bike before the final stretch of the sprint. That really shows how confident he was in today's race. Are we natural winners? I was not expecting a win so early in our career. But yeah, I mean, I am playing on Extreme, and you've seen that I'm not the best player ever, but I think I played this pretty well. Brunel, of course, taking the leader's jersey, a nice red jersey. We win the stage, Chevalier doesn't lose time in the GC. I'm all up for this. Don't you just love it when you have a rider leading the general classification like Alexis Brunel, and the game actually says he's going to have to defend the points jersey? I swear to you, I am not cheating on this. We have a +5 on Jérémy Lecroc and a +4 on Goujard. Brunel, after winning the first one, is on a +2. Chevalier on a -3, but hopefully he's going to be on better condition when the hilly stage comes up. But yeah, things are starting pretty well for us. 40 kilometers to the finish line. We still have 6 riders up the road in the breakaway group, 2 minutes only ahead. As it stands, I think Brunel would lose the GC lead to Tene, but I think we are still going to be able to catch them. I have Troya working at the front. A few other teams are working really hard as well, so I need to be paying attention to the tempo. I don't want to drop back. The goal is to keep Brunel in the GC lead and try to win the stage with Lecroc. So with 9 kilometers to go, we are just about to catch the breakaway group. I have Thierry at the front of my sprint train. Let's use the energy gel on Goujard. And again, a lot of tricky corners here. I think the finish is not as tight as in the previous one. But again, these corners really, really hurt. Maybe I'm going too hard with Thierry already. Yeah, I need to drop his pace a little bit. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. I can't lose the position. Maybe I just can't go as hard with Goujard from the start. Let's go with Goujard for now. Let's keep the tempo high with Alexis Brunel. 3.5 kilometers to go. I'm a little bit out of position. I'm way too far behind. This is not going to end up well. And I forgot the energy gel on Lecroc. Perfect. Perfect. 2 kilometers to go. This is not going to go well. Let's start sprinting with McDonald. Yeah, and let's go with Lecroc. We are not going to win it. Yeah, losing the position there. That was really tricky. Goujar is not going to finish that bad. The win is for Alain Riot ahead of the Portuguese André Carvalho. We finish 8th once again. Chevalier and Brunel finish on the main group. So no time lost here. Oh no! Alexis Brunel loses the lead in the GC. And Brunel is still the best young rider in the race. So now 26 kilometers from the finish line. The hills have not been as tough as I was expecting. But there are still 2 climbs left in this one. The breakaway had 5 riders, only 3 remain, and only about a minute ahead of the peloton. I need to move forward. So now 14 kilometers to go. We have our riders at the front of the race. Let's put Maxime Chevalier more to the front. Troya leading the peloton and my sprint train. Lecroc is having a little bit of a hard time following the pace. He was already caught out of position once, so I think I'll have to go for McDonald instead of Lecroc. McDonald is on a +3, so maybe this is a good chance for him. We are now in the final 5 kilometers. We are leading the train. The finish line is sort of on the long side. It's quite long. Let's go with Goujar now. All out with Goujar, 2.8k left. We have this turn, then I think we have a right turn. Actually, we are already on the finish line. Let's start sprinting with Brunel. Ooh, this might be a little bit tricky. McDonald leading the sprint, and we are gonna win. We are going to actually get a 1-2. Oh my god, what is happening? Lecroc is actually the one celebrating, not McDonald. But Brodie McDonald wins the second stage out of 3 for Evian Castelli in Étoile de Bessèges. What a race, and we get a 1-2. Brodie McDonald on the podium of Étoile de Bessèges, stage 3, taking the win. That was pretty solid. Nice work, guys, nice work. After this one, André Carvalho takes the GC lead. We have him, Alain Riot, Alexis Brunel, and Brodie McDonald all on the same time. Now this is going to be the big one, potentially the queen stage of the race, and we have to decide if Alexis Brunel is going to be able to contend for the win, because let's not forget we have a time trial in the final day and he's pretty good at that, or if we are going to put all our cards on Maxime Chevalier for this one. So the RNGesus actually made the decision for me, and Alexis Brunel is on a +3 today with Maxime Chevalier on a -2. So I'm definitely going for Alexis Brunel. For the GC, he's going to be my main man today. The final climb is 4.5 kilometers long, 8.7% average, quite steep with sections above 11%. These stages are so short that they go by in a blink of an eye. We are currently 38 kilometers from the finish line, 1 minute and 20 behind the 8-man breakaway group. No real strong riders in that group, but 2 of them are only 10 seconds behind in the GC, so if they succeed, they should take the GC lead. It's probably not going to happen. The peloton has been pacing really aggressively in the past few kilometers, trying to bring that gap down. Yeah, only 1 minute down. They are going to be caught. Okay, so we are now 7 kilometers from the finish line. I have sort of a train for this to approach this climb. I don't really like doing trains for hilly finishes, but I'm gonna try that for today. Let's now go up a little bit with Goujar, use the energy gel on Chevalier already. We have Dujardin, so Total trying to go for it. Let's use the energy gels here on everyone. 3 kilometers to go. Am I going too aggressively? I think I'm going at a relatively good pace. We are on the steepest section, 10%. Goujar is not going to hold for too long. Jörg Zimmerman trying to get to the front. And can Lecroc stay with the others? That is a good question. We have an attack. Let's go with Chevalier. 1.5 kilometers to go. Ooh, I think I'm going too hard. With my riders. Final kilometer. Let's go with Brunel now. 92. Come on. Can we stick with them? It's Clément Venturini, Julien Simon, and Georg Zimmermann. We are going to lose a little bit of time. Let's try to sprint. Oh, we are actually going to finish on the podium. The stage is for Georg Zimmermann. Clément Venturini is second. We missed on the podium. Julien Simon is third. Alexis Brunel in fourth place. And I do believe that there is a gap for the yellow jersey. There are gaps 9 seconds to the second group. And with Georg Zimmermann still celebrating, Alexis Brunel takes the GC lead on the same time as Zimmermann, but he retakes actually the GC lead, 2 seconds ahead of Julien Simon, 4 ahead of Clément Venturini. Bruno Armirail then leads a pack of riders 19 seconds behind. Looking at the GC ahead of a time trial, we are in a fantastic position. And if there are 2 riders that I fear that can take away the lead from Alexis Brunel, those are Bruno Armirail and Rowan Dennis, sorry. Both are 19 seconds behind on Brunel. We are now riding with Alexis Goujard. The final climb is quite steep, but very short. I can actually kind of go about at 95. We have Alexis Goujard on a +3 day. He's been our best rider so far. I could have managed it a little bit better, and we are second. 1 second down on Geoffrey Soupé. And Maxime Chevalier, with a great collection of poor race day conditions, now crosses the line, 9th best time. And it's time for Alexis Brunel. He's on a great day. He's on a +5. He's on a +5 day. There's no way I can lose this, I think. Let's win this. We are now approaching the intermediate checkpoint with Alexis Brunel. We are 6 seconds down on the best time, held at the moment by Koen Bouwman. Let's go for the climbing section now. Let's up him to 95 already, maybe even up to 96 because he's really strong today. Ooh, was this too much? Not really. We win the stage, 4 seconds ahead of Koen Bouwman, and it's going to be the GC. 2 stage wins for Alexis Brunel plus another win for Brodie McDonald. That is an amazing result in Étoile de Bessèges. And there he is, 24 seconds ahead of Koen Bouwman. Actually, Rowan Dennis wasn't the best rider for Jumbo-Visma. He had a terrible time trial. I cannot really believe that we had so much luck with race day conditions. I think it kind of, it's a positive feedback thing, like you have good results, the rider gets good morale and it helps the race day conditions. He was not on a fitness peak, but this was a race objective for him, so it helped a lot. Maxime Chevalier also had an objective for this one and it didn't really work out for him. But anyway, we win the race with Alexis Brunel. Wow, I was not expecting this. I'm so happy. What an amazing debut for Evian Castelli. The riders are happy, the manager is happy, results are coming. And so with this, we are going to finish the episode for today. It's probably going to be a little bit longer than I would have liked, but with the introduction of the team at the beginning, it's only natural that the episode is longer this time. Hopefully you have enjoyed it as much as I have and will want to continue following the series. I will try to bring you 2 videos every week, but this is not a promise, it's only an intention. If not possible, at least once per week, I want to bring you a new episode of Evian Castelli. So if you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so that you can follow the rest of the series. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, all the normal things. It really helps the channel out. You can also check the description of the video for links for my socials, Twitter, Instagram, my Discord server, and everything else. And so that is it for today, and as usual, stay safe, stay positive. Until next time. Goodbye.